landed in Beijing yesterday and I'm here. It's very blue. I saw the specialist this morning. She was very patient. She was really nice. She could not believe that I'd had symptoms for like 1 to 2 years. She could not believe that it had taken so long for anything to happen. Obviously, I couldn't explain or go into the whole process of medical healthcare in the UK.
Chinese medicine is only effective but also evolving. So I'm having acupuncture right now with electricity flowing through my ankle.
Wellness is not just a gym membership. It's not a diet. It's harmony. It's alignment. It's listening to your body and giving it everything that it's asking for. Living in China has taught me this on a whole new level.
Something crazy is happening lately. More and more foreigners are flying to China, not just for sightseeing, but for medical travel.
How much cost MRI in China? Let's find out. So I have an issue with my ankle joint. I hope that I don't need a surgery, but who knows? Okay, I guess MRI here. Cloud magnet. Okay, so they're not gonna allow me to film the process, but if I survive, I'll let you know. I finished, it was like 8 minutes, pretty scary. The funny thing that at the ceiling they have a picture of heavens with white pigeons. Oh, I didn't know it's gonna be that early I'm gonna get here. They could choose a different picture, I mean, some forest, nature, why it has to be heavens with white pigeons? Feels like, okay, so we're done. Bye-bye. So I can't believe it was only 500 RMB, which is $71 for an MRI of my foot. Once your examination is done, you get your results from these machines, so you don't have to go see a doctor. Anyway, let me know how much does MRI cost in your country. Here's $71. I only had to wait 2 days in one of the busiest hospitals in entire Shenzhen. Shenzhen, by the way, is one of the mostly dense populated cities in China. So with the high demand like this, you still can get your MRI scheduled in 2 days, get result next day. I guess that's what we call impressive. Chinese medicine is only effective but also evolving. So I'm having acupuncture right now with electricity flowing through my ankle. And I asked the doctor how it's possible that the Chinese traditional medicine uses electricity. Isn't that not very traditional? He says Chinese medicine is evolving. The interesting part is I also heard about the non-conventional electricity waves frequency treatment, even in Europe. Okay. I think I'm convinced that it's working because after first treatment, this is the second one, I felt so much better. Okay. Even that aching leg after the treatment felt better than the healthy one. I don't know if it's placebo, but it works. Chinese medicine is only effective but also evolving. So I'm having acupuncture right now with electricity flowing through my ankle. And I asked the doctor how it's possible that the Chinese traditional medicine uses electricity. Isn't that not very traditional? He says, well, Chinese medicine is evolving. And I'm like, the interesting part is I also heard about the non-conventional electricity waves frequency treatment, even in Europe. Okay. I think I'm convinced that it's working because after first treatment, this is the second one, I felt so much better. Okay. Even that aching leg after the treatment felt better than the healthy one. I don't know if it's placebo, but it works.
I am ill and I've decided to fly to China next week to do my medical tests and diagnostic tests there instead of pursuing it through the NHS with my GP. And that sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? But I realized that it would take at least 2 weeks to even get an appointment with my local GP. And in that time, in 2 weeks, I could have spoken to a specialist, had loads of tests, including the camera down the throat, everything, got all my results and been put on a treatment plan in that time in China, rather than wait just 2 weeks just to have a GP appointment. Because who knows if they're even going to take me seriously, who knows if they're even going to okay those tests and not say, oh, you're young, don't worry about it, blah blah blah. And this is not me trying to shit on the NHS, although I do feel like I actually checked, contributed £54,000 over the last 5 years to national insurance, obviously just taken out of your pay. And to think that I don't even feel that I can get diagnostic tests for when I've been really unwell for a long time yeah, it's just a bit shit. And I know that people at the NHS work really, really hard. So this isn't a bashing on the NHS. My mom's worked for the NHS for 20 years and I know that they work really hard. It's just not working. Like, it's just, the system is really difficult. So anyway, so I'm going to China next week on my own, and I'm going to go to Beijing. I'm going to see a specialist, and I'm just going to see if we can get all the diagnostics and stuff. This is so weird. I've never ever done this before, but it's just infinitely easier to get stuff in China. I hope that it'll be worthwhile, I suppose. And it's not that I wouldn't use the NHS for anything. It's just for this, because it's been going on for so long and I just don't feel listened to. I don't feel that people take me seriously because I'm young, so surely I wouldn't have anything bad. But yeah, anyway, picking up my visa on Friday and then flying on Tuesday, and so I will keep you in the loop, I suppose. Chinese medical system, let's go. In Beijing yesterday, and I'm here. It's very blue. I saw the specialist this morning. She was very patient. She was really nice. She could not believe that I'd had symptoms for like 1 to 2 years. She could not believe that it had taken so long for anything to happen. Obviously, I couldn't explain or go into the whole process of medical healthcare in the UK. And she believes that I might have a stomach ulcer. So during that consultation, she booked me in for the camera down the throat, blood tests, and because I'm going to be sedated when I have the camera down the throat, which is my own choice, I need to also have like a body check just to make sure that I'm okay to be sedated, like ECGs and stuff like that. It was quite interesting because you get those things done immediately. So she basically printed me out a little slip. I had to pay for all the things, and then I just went directly to the blood taking room and I got my blood taken immediately, and the results will be turned around within 12 hours. Then I had to take my little piece of paper and go to the ECG place, and they monitored my heart for a couple of minutes, and then I got the results immediately. Because the blood tests take 12 hours or so to turn around, they've booked me in to see the anaesthetologist. I feel I'm saying these words wrong, but the anaesthetologist tomorrow, just to make sure that everything's all good. They'll just look through my results, do some more body checks, and then they will book in my camera down the throat on Monday. I paid in total £125 for all of that so far. So the consultant was £5.50 or something like that with the exchange rate, and then the rest was like £119, which paid for the blood tests, it paid for the camera down the throat, the sedation, everything that I've done and everything that I will have. Obviously there's still a little bit more to pay. Once I get the results, I might need to go on to treatment and see another specialist, so you know, there's things there, but overall it's actually been a bit cheaper than I expected, and it was a really positive experience. I do have a lot of footage, but while I'm ongoing with this medical stuff, I don't really want to say where I'm having this done, but I will say where I'm having it done afterwards. So far I'm really impressed, and I felt that was not that chaotic. It is chaotic, like you're gonna need someone Chinese there. Overall it was very, very positive. All in Chinese though, yeah, so I'm not paying the international, you know, fancy hospital rates. Everything was in Chinese, and I just got ChatGPT to help me make a list of stuff that's wrong, like a high level overview. I'll keep you updated anyway. I'll put together some footage of the hospital and things after this once I'm done. So I had my camera down the throat procedure yesterday morning, and it was such a weird experience. It was really efficient. We had to get there for 9 a.m. and it was like job done by 10:15. I'd had the sedation, I had the thing, I'd recovered, I'd had my results, everything, and left. So really, really, really quick. Basically, you go there and you register. You get like this little barcode on your hand, and you need to drink some liquids, and then you need to go wait for your name to be called so that you could get the IV, like the cannula, put in your hand. So we go into this IV drip room, and you're there with other people, and you see everyone get their cannulas put in before you. So I'm really scared of needles, so this kind of really freaked me out. They were very patient with me. I sat down and she kind of, you know, tapped my hand, she did the thing, and then you sort of sit there for a few minutes, and then the doctor will call you when they're ready for you, which I only sat there for about 3 minutes maximum. And then he comes and he took my bag, and I had to walk next to him. I felt like a little dog on a leash, you know. And we walked into the room. Obviously at that point my friend couldn't come with me past that point to the room because my Chinese wasn't that good. I think they were asking me to adjust my body to curl up, but I didn't really understand what they meant. So in the end the doctor gently moved my legs and moved my arms to where they wanted me to be and tilted my head back. They put this like tube in your mouth. They told you to take a deep breath, and then you obviously get all like fuzzy, and then you just wake up. I just woke up in a completely different room. Next room, that was the recovery room. So there's about 6 to 8 beds in there, and you just sort of lie there and you just let it all wear off, the sedation. And then yeah, I had the results immediately immediately there was a piece of paper with all the pictures of inside what they found. Actually didn't find an ulcer, which is good news, but they found it was kind of red and inflamed, and they found 2 little lumps in my stomach, so they've removed them with forceps and then they've sent them to the lab for biopsy. I needed to pay £70 for the lab to work on that, and I paid for that, and the lab results will be back within 7 days. I will get my results on Tuesday next week, and then once I have those results, we'll take the camera down the throat procedure results, we'll take the blood test, we'll take the biopsy results, everything, and then we'll go to the specialist who will look over everything at a high level and offer me a treatment plan or next steps. So that is the process. I was very impressed. It was very, very fast. It literally feels like a machine. Not in a bad way. Everyone was patient but efficient. You don't need the small talk. You don't need the, you know, my name is this, I'll be looking after you, blah blah blah. It's just like in out. I actually felt that was a really good thing, because these people are doing so many of the IVs, of the procedures, of everything every day, that I feel their experience level is really, really, really high. There'll be people sat there and all they're doing is taking blood tests all day. So how good would they be? It'd be impossible for them to miss a vein, wouldn't it? Obviously, in the UK, you would have a private room and you would have a little bit of chit chat, a little bit of, hi, how are you? My name's this, blah, blah, blah. Almost like a little bit of foreplay. But in China, you have none of that, which is absolutely normal, right? Effective medical healthcare for like more than 1 billion people. You can't have the chit chat. Overall, I felt really looked after. I felt in really good hands. I felt the facilities were really excellent. And I'm really impressed. I am really impressed. It is different, don't get me wrong. It is very, very different. You have a lot less privacy in China, I think. And you can't really afford to have that much privacy in China when there's so many people in China. It's not practical to have a private room and to have your private little doctor who gives you a little bit of chit chat, because that system is a bit slow, isn't it? That's why I haven't done it in the UK, because you're waiting for months and months and months. Whereas in China, things are much, much, much more efficient, but you don't have that level of, I don't want to call it service, but you don't have that level of chit chat, of like human connection. Overall, really, really, really good. Tomorrow I'm flying to Shanghai to have a little long weekend away, and then I'll be back in Beijing early next week to pick up my results, and I will keep you updated.
你的耳朵跟你的老丈人一个样。
老头的耳朵是吗？ Right guys, I have the dirtiest ears in China. My wife today is dragging me to the ear cleaners. I won't show you too much though, I don't want to make you throw up or anything. Millie, you gonna get your ears cleaned as well? No? Okay. 哎呀，你好，我录一个视频没事吗？没有事儿，随便录。I gotta say I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not a frequent ear cleaner. 开始吧。我一点害怕。不用害怕。Okay. 害怕也不能动。Alright guys, here we go. Got a TV there in front of me. No! 我耳朵拉粑粑了。哎呀妈呀！中文怎么说？那个耳石很油，对吗？
对，
油
耳。
油耳。
大油耳。
大油耳。It's getting a bit cleaner now.
这个
不疼，不疼。This doesn't hurt as much as when you do it, babe. You're obviously not a professional. I never should have trusted you. I don't know what I was thinking. Definitely turn back here.
在哪里啊？等你完事了，还有那边的。
上一个耳朵喽，它是油耳，然后很健康。
这个耳朵完事了吗？
完事了。
干嘛？好快呀！谢谢。
你的耳朵跟你的老丈人一个样。
老头的耳朵是吗？我的妈呀！不好意思。Whoever's watching this video, guys, if you're still watching,
Nobody's watching.
nobody's watching anymore.
Everybody swiped away.
你太专业了。
谢谢你的关心。
我老婆做的时候太疼了。
我为什么给你掏耳朵？因为你拒绝来这里呀，对吗？以前
我不知道
对呀，
这个地方在这儿。Are you next?
Yes.
最埋汰的耳朵是我的吗？
中上埋汰的。
I'm looking forward to listening to some music tonight.
这个也干净了，你起来看一眼。
哇，
She's gonna have a knife on.
谢谢。你上吧。Right, Millie's turn now. Just let her have a look. She doesn't need to do anything. Just have a little look.
自己上去。
Maybe I'll start listening to your advice more now. Now my ears are unblocked. 和爸爸的耳朵一样。
可以不掏，宝贝。
哇哇。
不用客气。
这个多少钱？
那个他的爸爸有卡。
我爸，我爸蹭我爸的。
Okay, it's on the house, or I should say, on my father-in-law. If you made it to the end of this video, guys, congratulations. Woman's super friendly, obviously. Did an amazing job. That was so fast. And yeah, guys, wherever you are today, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Take care, okay? Peace.
How much is a doctor visit for a kid in China? My daughter said her eyes didn't feel right, so we made an appointment at the children's hospital. You check in through a machine first. The visit fee is about $3.50. and we paid around $2 out of pocket. The doctor did a quick exam, then asked us to do a few more tests, which honestly made me a little nervous. Luckily, the result came back fine. Nothing serious. Just too much iPad time and too much reading. Her nearsightedness got a bit worse, so she will need a new pair of glasses. The total cost for all the exams was about $27, and we paid $17 out of pocket.
I'm in China and I just had a traditional foot massage. It cost $5.60, and I'm going to show you the process. So usually the water is pretty hot. Ooh, yes, it is very hot. Wow, he's really beating me up here. 我是美国人。
美国的？
对。
美国人。
这里来过外国人了吗？
啊？
来过外国人了吗？
没有，这种小镇上来少，城里面有。这种镇上嘛，一般的来的外国人少一点。
Guys, look how red my foot is. That water was hot. Please ignore how ugly my leg is. 我们国家很少有这个。They're scraping off the dead skin. Look at all of that attention to detail. And there you go, $5.60 or 40 kwai. My feet feel so fresh.
1 minute I'm on set smiling and the next minute I'm crying while getting my makeup done. This is really what grief will do to you. My name is Shaquela. I'm an American entrepreneur who's been living in China for 7 years. And today I want to talk about wellness, the part that no one talks about. This year I pushed myself harder than ever. I hit goals I used to pray for. I worked nonstop and built my businesses. I showed up for everybody, all while grieving the loss of my baby brother. And I realized that wellness is not just a gym membership. It's not a diet. It's harmony, it's alignment, and it's listening to your body and giving it everything that it's asking for. Living in China has taught me this on a whole new level. So I took myself to Body and Soul, a wellness clinic helping people transition into balance and holistic healing. Dr. Kai E started by checking my pulse and reading my blood flow. She told me I needed to reduce blockage and increase my energy, which it all started to sound very spiritual. And she was able to examine my tongue and prescribe my personalized Chinese medicine on the spot just by reading my tongue. Then she began acupuncture on Derek first to release stress and tension. And when it was my turn, she placed the needles on my legs and stomach to help ease menstrual cramps and PCOS. Then we picked up our Chinese medicine, which I thought they would be these capsules, but it's actually these powder packets measured out for each day of the week. I'll keep you all updated on my healing journey. My words for 2026 are health and healing, and I pray that for you all as well. What are your words for 2026? Have you ever tried acupuncture or Chinese medicine? Follow me for more of my fabulous life in China. 我爱你，再见。
Something crazy is happening lately. More and more foreigners are flying to China, not just for sightseeing, but for medical travel. And this December, we're hosting a special program that is blowing people's mind. Day 1, full advanced body checkup, a complete health examination using Western diagnostics and TCM assessment. Fast, accurate, and professional. Day 2, inside the world of traditional Chinese medicine, visit a real TCM hospital and real TCM university. See how Chinese medicine looks at balance, organs, emotions, and energy in ways most people have never seen. Day 3, the future. Cell science up close. Walk into a cell research laboratory, talk directly to cell scientists, and learn how stem cells and regenerative medicine are pushing the limits of longevity. And after the medical experience, the trip turns into pure beauty, like discover Nanjing, the capital of 6 ancient dynasties in China, visit Huangshan, one of the most stunning mountains in the world, and enjoy the Shanghai's fashion, architecture, futuristic skyline. Experience Nanjing's Oriental authentics and night views like a painting. Unbelievable part, you will get 3 nights in a 5-star hotel, a private car pickup and drop-off, all medical activities included. Total cost under $700. People cannot believe how affordable and high quality this is. If you have ever wanted to explore TCM modern Chinese medicine or future cell therapy, this might be the most unforgettable trip of the year. So if you really want to get more guidance to recommend me, leave a comment. Medical tourism, I will tell you more secret or discount policy. Thank you.